was working a few weeks ago with a European pilot client, and in the course of our discussion, he made the comment, "I realize that it's your job to get us through the check ride." And I said, "No." I said, "That is categorically untrue." And he looked a little surprised at that. I looked at him, I said, "You know what our real job is?" And he said, "What?" I said, "Our real job is to so develop you that you don't need anybody to get you through the check ride." And he sat back, he smiled, and he said, "You know, you're right." And I said, "Thank you." It calls a picture of an aspect of team development when you're talking about this kind of an environment. And it goes back to my Air Force days, back when I was with a 4th TAC fighter wing. I and a fellow fighter jock in our squadron by the name of JD, we were going up with the 3 F4s, and for all day today we were going to be outnumbered. It was us against 2 other F4s led by Roto Tiller. That was his nickname. And so we knew we were going to be outnumbered all day today. Of those in the flight, 3 of us, including JD and I, were instructors. We got a fights on call about 15 miles apart, and you go for it for the fight. JD saw one airplane that started to immediately go for it. As I looked over my shoulder, I knew if I was Roto, I knew where I would be. Looking over my shoulder and high, and I saw Roto's airplane. And I saw it as he started to dive down to come and attack us. And I watched him, knowing what I was looking for to tell me what kind of attack he was going for. And as he started to cut kind of across the circle, I knew that he was going to shoot us with a gun. JD, you got 10 seconds to kill the guy. I watched Roto's airplane come up and it stabilized, and I could almost feel when he was ready to pull the trigger. And I told JD, "Guns jink now, JD." And JD gave a little bit of a bun on the airplane, which took us out of the firing solution, if you will, but still allowed us to stay on the tail of our target. We ended up shooting our target, and we never got shot. What was interesting is when we all collected in the debrief back in the squadron when we returned to base, we were all filled with the excitement of the adrenaline rush that is typical of a fighter pilot's life, if you will. And it was interesting that Roto came in and JD asked him, "Did you get a shot on us at that time?" And Roto looked at him with kind of a sheepish and humble grin, and he said, "No." He said, "I pulled the trigger, but the bullets went over you, didn't hit you." And JD came up behind me and put both hands on his shoulders and gave me an approving pat on the back. And I looked at JD and smiled and just winked. The point that I want to make to you is it is critical that you're able to perform, and we were working with the absolute perfection in synergy in the team for that, and it led to success. When you're talking about a rapidly changing environment, a lot of times your people are going to have to perform at the point of attack when the leader's not there. It's much more important that you develop your team to be able to maximize their results at that point. It's also absolutely critical that as a leader, you seek and you develop perfection in team synergy so that your team can operate even if you're not there. All of us have more potential than we're currently using. Our vision at Coaching for Relevance is to bring freedom to potential in all those across my path. So I want to just challenge you to go check out our organizational maneuverability course and see how that can provide you insights that maybe that you're not seeing right now. And I also want to invite you to give us a call if you'd like to have a conversation about some items. So we want to just leave that with you, and thank you for your time.